What's up? What's up? Early in the morning, wake up. About to get to Easter. But yet, man, you been working out. We got the summer coming up. All them pool parties. A war of choice. We waking up to a war of choice. Trump sending all these divisions over there. Looking at elite forces over to Iraq. And many people think to their certain death. There's no military or strategic possibility to win in Iran in a ground operation. You can't win. That's why people don't go over there. Too many mountains, too many points where you can receive missile fire, drone attacks, gunfire, mortar attacks. There's too many places to do it. There's too many people who may harbor the enemy. And when you say getting on that island, what's going to stop you? If you can't get through there right now, think about it. If you can't float a ship through that strait right now, you cannot float a ship through that strait without receiving gunfire and fearing that you'll sink the ship or possible loss of life. And that's a ship. That's a piece of steel, a big piece of steel. You can't send that through out of fear of what the Iranians can do to the ship. What makes you think ground troops or troops somehow are immune to that? They're gonna and the Iwo Jima, the casualty count is supposed to matter. When you start talking about 50,000 casualties, that's too much. That's too much. That's too many people. And all of these gung ho people, why don't you go join and why don't you request that position? And why don't you volunteer your life? This is nothing macho about this. There's nothing to be proud of. This is, you listen to these stupid idiots who make it about pride and I'm going to go. Where you want? Go. A war is supposed to be planned out with troops being a part of the plan. Yeah, there's sacrifices to be made. Of course, some people are going to lose their lives. There's sacrifices to be made. But 50,000? Iwo Jima, 7,000 people lost their lives. And even to this day, they want to prevent that. They want to prevent it. The proud and the stupid, they brag on it. They think it's okay. The proud and the stupid are ready to sacrifice your life, your kid's life, somebody else's life, not theirs. And this is America, man. We have a problem. We learn from our mistakes. We saw that in Vietnam. And not to mention how miserable the duty was. It was horrible over there. In addition to dodging death, just how you were living. And then you have somebody running around talking about we can do it, the Lindsey Grahams. Is he going? childless, no wife. Is he going? Is he going? Is that what they look at when they open up their wallets? A picture of Lindsey Graham? He's running around Fox News bragging on it, bragging on Trump, talking about Trump's a tough guy. Why didn't he go fight? You know, and we talked about the pawns. Isn't that sad too? And that is the reality that we live in. It's a money thing. And yeah, you ain't got no money. You're just a pawn. You're just a pawn. You're expendable. And maybe that's the big problem for the common man. Maybe that's the problem that his family, his people, his community, they're expendable. And we're in the age of the internet now. So all of the PR and the propaganda that used to be spun, it's hard to believe it now. You know, you don't want to believe it, but maybe they're saying, hey, we're going to send these guys over here to the straight and they're expendable. And then we'll get in front of the press and we'll attack the press. You guys just want to make Trump look bad. We suspended all video or photography for the handling of the transfer, the dignified transfer. We don't want any cameras there. That's sad, man. That's sad. We lost a good man, 28 years. We lost 13 good people. And they're not telling us the casualty count. They've already admitted that. And if you want to see propaganda, if you want to see pure propaganda, I mean like a PR firm, right? A PR firm for Trump. Fox News. Go to Fox News. They bring guest on after guest who beat their chest and talk about how brave these decisions are and the sacrifice of angels. They don't care about that. They could care less about sacrificing these citizens. They don't care. They're expendable. Get rid of them. And they're dying for Trump, man. I hope the flag, perhaps a medal, I hope that is worthy of replacing your kid, your relative, your friend. I hope it's worth it, man. 10 years from now, when you look at the flag and the medals of somebody that you used to know, you were familiar with, I hope it's worth it. Meanwhile, Trump will be spending more money, maybe got a new wife. Maybe he'll get another reality show. The rich, man, Elon probably have more kids. Oh no, hold up. Elon, hey, you live long enough, maybe he'll send you off on another suicide mission to Mars. For him. He'll put you on his rocket. He'll send you to some planet to colonize with his eggs, the eggs he picks. Not you. And you'll get radiation poison. On these planets, Mars doesn't even have an atmosphere. All that radiation give you about 2-3 years. And man, you know, they'll put up a ceremony. Maybe they'll plant a tree. Maybe they'll plant a tree. They'll take a park out and they'll say to the 5,000 Americans who went off to colonize whatever planet, Mars, you name it. They gave their lives. You know, and this is Trump, man. I mean, this is the world we live in now. The truth doesn't even matter. The truth is what they say it is. That's what they've always said. There's no such thing as the truth. The truth is what I say it is. And that's what he's doing. He's sending a bunch of these people, and they say he just raised the draft to 46. Now you can go into the military at 46 years old. You got to clear a physical. But if they install a draft, man, guess where you're going? You can pretend all you want to. If you under 46, it's a possibility you'll be having sand for dinner. A runny and sand burger. We talked about that. That sand's hot. It's moist. It gets into everything. If you're between the ages of 46 and 18, you'll be Trump's sugar cookie. And I hope that's worth it, man. It's going to get in your skin. And when you get back, you have to fight for your military benefits. Well, we had 40 trillion. Well, yeah, woo. And this is about oil now. This isn't about America going to Iran to for American with that. I thought it was about a nuclear weapon. Isn't that what we were told? Iran was going to hit us. You believe that, man? Do you really? Do you actually? And I don't think Trump believes that. I can't believe he's saying that. Why would they hit us? And you know how far it would have to travel to get here? And of course, we wouldn't know, right? We don't have no type of defenses, no satellites. We wouldn't know that they just launched. Why would we know? Right? They were going to hit us. Are you serious? He's saying that stuff. He's saying that ridiculous, asinine statement that they were going to hit us with a nuclear weapon. They don't have a nuclear weapon. They don't have the capacity to take a nuclear payload and fly it or shoot it to America. Someone said Diego Garcia. No, we're talking about mainland America. They don't have it. And they also have and that's nonsense, man. Now we got to deal with this death count, man. And you got to suspend your morality. You got to suspend your reasoning. You got to suspend it. And you got to go to Fox News and you got to get brainwashed. And my thing, listen, Fox, if you're going to do it, can you please hire better people? I mean, seriously, you want to put out propaganda? Can you, Lauren Ingram? Who wants to listen to her for any reason? Gutfield? Are you joking with that cast of idiots? What is that? What is that thing on there? The Titus thing? This is who I'm supposed to let preach propaganda to me, and I'm supposed to buy into the war? Sean Hannity? You need a better cast of characters, man. Can you do something about that morning show where they got that Negro in there? They done shoved. They got one Negro on the morning show, and that's supposed to mean what? You're not racist. What is that morning? What is that thing in the morning? Fox in the morning. And they're serious. And they're serious. And Ducey, what about nepotism? Ducey got his son is a White House reporter now for Fox. I mean, and when black people do it, there's a problem. We talk about nepotism. Oh, you got the job because of your father. And what's this affirmative action? What is all of these special benefits people get? Oh, let's get rid of this affirmative action. This is a merit-based society we live in. This is about who's the best. And then we have to look at Ducey. I don't even know his name. The guy from Fox News' son sitting in the White House. I mean, sitting in the press the press room in the White House. Why did he get that job? And he's not going over to war. He's not going off to war. Your kid is. Your kid. And we've having all of these things. I don't know. There's been no confirmation. We had a plane crash. We had a explosion in Texas. This is America, man. We don't want to live like that. Do you want to live? You want to live like Israel? You want to live the way they do? You know, and we really take it for granted, and we've taken it for granted. Freedom, man. How wonderful it can be. See, a lot of people broke. That's unfortunate. A lot of people don't have any money, and that's not a good thing. Now, you can try. You know, you got to make better decisions. We talked about it. We talked about the lotto thing. You got to make better decisions. You just out here you out here having babies, and you unmarried, and the dude's a low life. That's for 18 years, that's going to hold you back. You won't be enjoying the land of milk and honey very much because of bad decisions. Right? But then again, a lot of people just don't have any money. But in America, freedom, let's enjoy freedom. You can do what you want. You can go where you want. I've been seeing all these videos of the guys going overseas and the passport bros and the guys over here, and they're showing they're living the life they want to live. They're choosing to live a certain kind of way, and they're enjoying to live. They're enjoying themselves living the life they want to live. That's called freedom. But we're not going to be able to do it because I'm telling you, man, they're going to have these sleeper cells, and they're going to target Americans. And you say, well, they ain't doing it now. Well, you wait. And then what happens? Once it happens, then what? Would you like it to happen to you? We don't need to have war. We don't need to have war. What is it good for, huh? And then you listen to the brainwashed. The brainwashed. The individuals who've listened to Fox News and they're brainwashed. They listen to anything goes. We're the mostest, bestest. Where and they said Trump said the war is won. Well, why are we going? The war is won. Why are we sending troops to the Middle East if the war is won? And that's what I'm saying. This is how stupid these brainwashed morons are. This is how stupid they are. Trump says the war is won, which is a lie. They're brainwashed, and they believe anything that's filtered through Fox News. They're brainwashed. And then they say to you, hey, the war is won. You say, okay, well, why are we sending troops? What do you mean, man? You're not an American. So what you just said, the war was won. Yeah. Yeah, man, we went over there and we kicked ass, man. Okay, well, why are we sending our troops there? You're a liberal, man. Thank you, Fox. Thanks for brainwashing our society. Thank you. This is the world we live in now. Now I'm a liberal. I just saw they said Tim McGraw. He did something at his concert. I don't know what he did. I saw it on Twitter. I didn't even look at it. Have no interest in Tim McGraw. But I saw where it wrote, they said, MAGA's disappointed Tim McGraw's a liberal. And I just said, I don't really have time to listen to Tim McGraw to try to figure out what he said. But I said, wait a minute, so you mean he disagreed with Trump? So now that makes you a liberal? I said, how is he a liberal? I mean, like, how is he a liberal? Like, he's a liberal. How? You mean like Mike Pence is a liberal? So Mike Pence, who's the vice president for President Trump for 4 years, he's a liberal. Why? He disagreed with Trump. The MAGA, they have been brainwashed, brother. They just have been brainwashed, and they're too stupid to realize it. And they were saying, the people, and it's the thing, we're supposed to challenge our leaders. We're supposed to do it. And they're supposed to understand there's a price to pay. You got to tell the American people the truth. And you got to make good decisions. Hey, guess what? We don't send our troops off on these missions down these rabbit holes if we don't know if we can protect them. Yeah, that island, you need to get that Cog Island. You need to take over that island. But how are we going to protect our troops? If we can't send a ship through that strait, how are we going to ask troops to go there and set up camp? They're exposed. And that's a mountainous region. They're in a mountain. That's exposure. And the thing about Iran, they've already put weapons in the mountain. You think they don't know this was going to happen? What they say, for the last 20 years, they've been preparing for war. And they got all types of religious sects. So that's another thing. That is another thing, especially when you have people who don't want to, care about living. You got people that's up there living in the mountains, sleeping with goats, ready to go and get their 25 virgins, and they got weapons. And you want to send American people to fight against that type of madness? That type of madness. And then in the end, what we do? So we open up the strait to do what? For oil? For oil. I thought we were over there to stop nuclear weapons. I thought they had a nuke. And you pound them. All types of civilian deaths, radicalizing the Middle East, and don't care. We're going to bomb them. And 2 years from now, they trying to get a nuke. Let's bomb them some more. Let's just accuse them of something that justifies harming them. Isn't that something? Now, that's some of that street stuff. That's going back into the streets. But what I'm saying is the brainwashing. You got people who listen all day to talk radio. You got people who look at Fox News. You got all these, you got the Blaze, you got all of these blogs and Breitbart. And then you watch football games, you date, you live, you take care of your kids, and you brainwash. How the hell am I You're the one that's brainwashed. All you do is listen to talk. All you do is listen to talk radio and Fox News and Mark Levin. But I'm the one that's brainwashed. Man, I raised my family. I lived my life. I went to a football game. I saw March Madness. I'm keeping up with things like of that nature. I don't even know. I keep up with a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's the world we live in now, man. You guys who these Fox News, these hardcore news addicts, the clowns, like they talk about your uncle. Yeah, your uncle who's a weirdo, who comes to Thanksgiving and he's running around he's dressed in fatigues. And he's telling you that, hey, they're going to put a chip in your brain. Yeah, they were considered weirdos, but now this new day and age we live in, they're considering them the smart ones. And it's sad too, man. It's sad, but this is the truth. And he's about to send these people off. I hope somebody stops him. I don't know who will. They're saying he's bluffing. I hope he's bluffing. Don't send these American fighting men off to their deaths because of some oil war or Israel told you to. This is unnecessary. And in the end, what did America get? This was a war. They don't need to get in. Oh, Iran was going to get that. Well, Pakistan's got a nuke. India's got a nuke. Are they trying to hit us? They have them. North Korea's got nukes. Are they trying to strike us? So let's go into Iran and prevent them because they're going to hit. Well, I mean, all of the carnage, though, you do have to wonder. And who are they talking to? Somebody was saying that they're talking to I mean, because they've lied. Well, they assassinated the first leaders. Then they had another group, and Trump talked about it. A group of people who Trump felt were moderate, and he wanted to make a deal with them. And Israel, the IDF, went in and they assassinated all of them. And Trump's like, I didn't. And they're hitting targets. Trump said, that's Israel. He's saying, well, I don't agree with those. They hit targets last night that we don't think they should hit. They're trying to draw America into the war. They're doing everything they can to keep America in this war for their reasoning. And Trump's falling for it. And American sailors, man, and soldiers and military members are going to lose their life because of Benjamin Netanyahu. And that is the way things are, man. We live in a world where perhaps I should have put dying for Benjamin. We're dying for Trump. We need a president that's not going to let Benjamin Netanyahu dictate our foreign policy. That's the type of president we need. Shout out to you. So they eliminated priests in Lebanon. Yeah. Christians. Remember, they're Christians. Dubai shut down. Commerce is, they don't feel comfortable flying, doing this conflict. They don't feel comfortable. That's millions of dollars. Millions. Oil's going up. Reserves are running low. So eventually it's going to go up. Iran says they're not talking to him. There's rumors about J.D. Vance and the 25th Amendment. Rumors about it. Rumors that J.D. Vance is doing. They requesting him. They don't want to talk to Rubio and Kushner. And I saw Trump say that. Yeah, smart guy. I mean, we know who elected Kushner. And Mar-a-Lago, a liberal, just won that district. His district representative is a liberal now, a Democrat. Mar-a-Lago, which is a ridiculous name. What is this Mar-a-Lago? What the hell? And we got a bigot. Here come the racist, bro. This guy woke up to push his racism. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get this guy out of here. You are a worthless coward. Okay, there you go. Why don't we relieve you of your duties, brother? Yeah, we just put you in the dungeon. If you can disagree, but you don't have to use your profanity. You said they sent in the black soldiers first. I hope not. I hope not, man. That's sad, too. There's a black person joining the military knowing that they probably will not be treated fair, knowing they'll probably suffer discrimination. And in many cases, and you hate to say this, they'll get treated better if they get captured by the enemy. Because of the racism they face in the ranks, the racism that they face in the ranks, and then they go and they get captured, and they find that the people who capture them don't harbor the same racism. That buffoon we just sent to the dungeon, that was racism. That's what that was. And see, let me tell you something. What Fox News has been very successful with a lot of these people. They've got these people to think there is no racism. They do. And I get it, man. I get it. I know I get that part. Don't nobody want to be accused of something that they're not. And, the whole what about black on black crime? I get that part, which, okay. And black lives don't matter and all of that. I get all of that. But they're convinced there is no racism. They're convinced of that. And I'm telling you that those black troops are going to suffer. Bruh, man, you too old to you need to go back to sleep. This dude said Morgan Freeman. You need to go back to, man, get your Geritol, change your Depends, and go back to sleep. Morgan Freeman? Are you serious? Morgan Freeman. What is Morgan Freeman, 98 years old? Morgan Freeman. He's saying that like Morgan Freeman is some type of staple voice of reason that black people follow. Don't nobody care about no Morgan Freeman running off at the mouth. And them white folks, after he shot his mouth off, them white folks canceled his stupid ass. He went on CNN running off at the mouth. That woman was pregnant. He was flirting with that woman. That woman filed charges on him. Talking about what he said. What about what he said? They sued him and everything. Morgan, I don't have to say, Morgan being put through the ringer, bro. Morgan ran off the road with some white woman he picked up at a bar. He got sued. That time he got canceled. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman be making them, what's that? The last Morgan Freeman movie I saw was 9 items or less. Woo, that was what was that? And that was some straight to red box stuff. That was a cheap film right there. But so you and him, you need to go back to sleep. Says Russia and China are behind. Yep. Russia's giving intel. They said they just seized a Russian ship full of weapons drones that they were taking to Israel. A lot of their missiles, Trump walks around talking about, we hit them so hard, we took their missiles, and Russia, Putin, is sending them more and more arms. He's sending them more and more. And Putin don't have to, look, let me tell you something. They can seize a ship or two, but if they do something to a Russian or a Chinese ship, they're going to invite them into the war. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. They have to be careful even bothering those ships, even though those ships are filled with weapons. They have to be careful because those are not Iranian ships. They're not. So you got to be careful with that. And they're sending him off the war. They're sending him to man, this is hard to watch. This is hard to watch. They're sending him off to a mission. A significant portion will not return from. And even if they return, will it be a mission that they achieved? The goals. The goal was Iran can't get a nuclear weapon. And they would have hit us. Oh, they were going to hit us. What? Oh, they were going to hit us. That's ridiculous, man. And then you got these idiots who believe that foolish. That's how stupid. Listen, Trump is Trump. He's in office. He's the president. But if you believe what he's saying behind that podium, you got to be the dumbest person in the world. That's stupidity. Now, why are we there? Okay, we got rid of the nuclear weapons. Now, why are we there? You want a regime change? You got it. Now, why are we there? And all of those mountains and all of these experts people who've dedicated their entire life, they've dedicated their military career to understanding the dynamics of war, understanding the dynamics of troop deployment, understanding ships and strategic, all of the things. They have all said you don't go there. You don't go to the Strait of Hormuz. They say if you're going to attack Iran, you got to go there first. You got to attack there first and seize it. You don't come in late because they've already put out their weapons, their defenses. They got, and it's saying there, and this is what you don't want to accept. And I'm listening at the chat. Let me tell you something. You guys, these bigots, these MAGA, these bigots that's running around here brainwashed, co-signing this foolishness, right? You know what? You camp out on your couch in front of the TV, ready for war. That's where you are. That's where you stake your claim. You put down, you're in the couch looking at Fox, loving their lies, making you feel good in your racism and your bigotry. But Iran's got people up in those mountains, and they're living in those caves, and they're living in those cracks, and they're up there with 2 years of supplies and a goat and weapons. And they don't care. They've already dedicated their life to Allah. They don't care. And our troops are going to have to fight people like that. You cool with that? You cool with that? You cool with that? Nah, don't you can't help. That's where you don't want to go into that. You don't want to be involved with that. He said, you're a black guy who votes for the Democrat. How do you know I vote for the Democratic Party? I don't get that. So that makes, I'm a Democrat. So if I don't listen to everything, if I don't support every decision Trump makes, I'm a Democrat. But hold up, let's see. He said, the party of the Klan and Jim Crow. Nah, that was white people. See, they don't see you. You want to make it politics, bigot. See, no, because you got to learn. Hey, bigot. Those were white people. Your racism, you cannot excuse your racism, brother. White man, whoever you are. I know that Fox News tells you that. Fox News makes it political. That was racism. That was done by whites. And it's your fault. The guilt remains with you. You are responsible for the condition of the black community, white boy. I don't care how much Fox News you listen to. Let me keep going. Like I said, this is a bad mission. This was a bad decision, and this was a bad mission. And they're going to pay for that. And unfortunately, our troops are going to be the ones who pay for it. Unfortunately, they're going to be the ones who pay for it the most. And is it worth it? Is it worth costing them their lives? And I say no. I say no. I say they don't deserve to be over there. I say bring them home. He said, we've already won. Okay, well, why are we still over there? Why are we still there? If we've already won, why are we still in why are we sending troops? Why are we sending divisions, paratroopers? Why are we sending all these people there if we've already won? Let me relieve you of your duties. Racist. There you go. We just kicked you off. You and your racism. You can go listen to some more Fox News now. I think the morning show is just coming on. They can make you feel comfortable in your racism. And, you know, and speak about Fox. You listen, it's not just Fox. You know, the talk radio, Glenn Beck. You sit back and you listen to this stuff. And you say, how can people listen to this racism right here? How can you listen to Fox News? How can you listen to Glenn Beck? How can you listen to all of these people? And they're all trying to kiss Trump's butt. And you say, where are the independent people at? Where are the people who cared about the American public? They said, well, I'm going to inform the public. Where are they? We don't have that. We don't have people like that anymore. We used to have people like that. But we don't have people like that anymore. We used to have people like that. They cared about the American public and they told the truth. And if they had to go out here and break from supporting a president that they've always supported, or they would do it because the American public was the most important thing. But now we're in the age of social media and the brainwashing. Now what you see, now you see the brainwashing. Now you see the brainwashing that they put out. And they got these buffoons on here on their couch talking about the war like the war is a football game. Well, in wars, you have casualties. There's a body count that impacts the people, changes lives. Wars cost money. They're already getting into the petrodollar. How Iran, and in fact, they're making Iran a lot of money. Iran, the Strait of Hormuz is open for the ships Iran lets through. They've been letting ships through. They don't want to let United States ships and Israel ships through. But they've been letting ships through. They're charging them. They're paying them. They're paying them in Bitcoin or digital currency. They're paying them. They're paying them. So they're making money. And all of this stuff about mercenaries, you think Iran can't go get mercenaries? You got all of those sheep herders and whatever living in those mountains. And then you do have, you know, the zealots, the hardcore religious zealots. They're up in those mountains. They're fighting for a cause, a holy cause. And you guys keep acting like those. It's a lot of them over there like that. Give them some blankets, some sandals, shave them bald, bless them, and send them off to those mountains with a goat. And they're going to defend the positions. You won't see them again. They're going to stay there and protect Iran. And if they happen to lose their life, they believe 100% that they're going to join Allah and get the 30 virgins and all of that. How do you fight people like that? You can't. You can't fight people like that. We spent $2 trillion to replace the Taliban with the Taliban. Yeah. We haven't learned our lesson, man. We've not. And all of these generals, I don't know if Trump is on some ego thing, because all of these generals, these former generals, are publicly coming out saying that's a bad decision. And he's saying, okay, I don't care what you say. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do things my way. I don't care what you say. And it's sad, man. And it's it's sad for our troops. I'm looking at the troops, and they're loyal, hard, willing to give it all, but still the mission needs to be supported. They need to be supported. You don't just drop them off. You don't just sacrifice them. And we need to have people who, and Trump don't let anybody do that. Pete Hegseth, they don't want generals saying, hey, we got to support our troops. Our troops got to come first. They get a speech and just do it because we say do it. What about the people? What about we need food. We need support. Where's the missile support? He said former generals are blinded. It's a few of them are. A few, but I think hold on, we got to deal with this. We got to deal with this. And this is what I mean by brainwashing. He says former generals are blinded by their hate for Trump. Brother, we don't live in a dictatorship. You don't even understand that, do you? Because what you're saying is because they disagree with him, they hate him. Well, we don't live in Russia. That's actually called freedom, but I know you got a problem with that. And that's the Fox News. Fox News spins it like that. We don't live in a dictatorship. They can disagree with the president. I know you don't like that, but that's the world we live in. I know you don't like it. Oh, now it's about Shia Muslims. He said, so we're supposed to let Shia Muslims get these. Oh, you're doing it for, so you didn't say that. So you're doing it to save lives in Iran. Okay. A noble cause. I mean, a noble reason. But I never knew you was trying to do it to save the Iranian people from Shia Muslims. That's stupid. That once again, that's stupid. Why don't you get, like I said, Fox News, can you please get a new lined up? Come on, man. You guys got to do better. You want to sell this stuff? Come on. I mean, this is nonsense. That's the best you can do? It's nothing but lies. And if you don't believe the lie, then you don't like the president. Well, I got family members being sent over there. I don't want them to needlessly lose their life. And standing in front of with a lectern and screaming, we won, we won, we won, but we're sending troops over there. And Russian missiles are being shipped over there, Chinese missiles. And they're trading in Bitcoin or digital currency. Said Trump isn't MAGA, he used them. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks just like he used them. He used them for his own concerns. And we saw the Nick Fuentes, he's broken from Trump. Candace Owens is broken from Trump. I don't know about Tucker. No, he hasn't. You're starting to see MAGA or members of MAGA move toward the America First because he's disappointing them. He said there would be no wars. He said there would be no wars. And he's gotten into 2 wars. And people have a right to say, hey, I voted for you because I didn't want a war. And guess what that makes you? Guess what? If you voted for Trump, now you voted for Trump. You got a MAGA hat. You did it with a MAGA hat on. You had a flag in the back, Trump Vance. You watched the Hillbilly movie with Vance. Well, you watched as much as you could take, half of it. And I don't blame you on that. You even went to Melania, which you watched 10 minutes of that before you. And I give you grace on that. Who's going to stay there for the whole thing? You're 100% MAGA. You're Trump. And he goes to war, this war in Iran, and you say, hey, I don't think he should. Immediately, guess what? You're a liberal. And you say, what? Yeah, you're a liberal. So wait a minute. But he said there would be no war. That's why I voted for him. I got a MAGA hat right here. Yeah, but you're a liberal. Why? How? Because you're not supporting everything he does. That's ridiculous. Isn't that that's how stupid they are. No, I'm serious. That's where you know the person, these people are stupid. They're stupid. I mean, the man said he wouldn't go to war. Now he's going to war, and you guys still supporting the man. He said he wouldn't go. And if I don't support him, I support the troops. I support these troops, man. Trump can take care of himself. The decisions he makes, he's going to be judged. He's going to be judged. And people are talking about this might be the next war that we lose, and we're going to lose world stage, American dominance. We're losing that perception that America was undefeatable. And see, this is emboldening Russia and China. And see, we're not even talking about the weapons that Russia and China has that we don't even know about. We see these weapons getting through the Iron Dome, hitting these targets. We see these missiles. They got what somebody said, an F-35. They taking down these planes. That's Iran, man. A lot of that stuff's outdated. And believe me, Russia is doing war games. They're watching what America does because they want to make sure they have defenses. And they're giving that's probably 2-3 subs. Probably 2 or 3 subs off the coast or in the strait. And they're doing all types of communications, and they're feeding information to Iran. And they said an aircraft carrier that's probably a Russian sub right up under it, shadowing it everywhere it goes. And they're letting Iran know where they are. These things are big deals. You don't want to get into a war just because somebody asked you to join them, like a dance. You want to get in a war where you have a reason to get into it. This whole nuclear weapons was absolute nonsense. That's the dumbest thing. Iran's going to build a nuclear. They did, and they haven't. And now black, white Americans are going to lose their lives now. They're going to lose their lives. And Trump, he wants to save face. He's a tough guy, and he's tougher than you. And we won, but we're sending troops, but we won. But we're sending troops, but we won. There's your proof that you're being lied to. That's your proof you're being flat out lied to. We won, but we're sending troops. Well, why are we sending troops? Yeah, well, I mean, just ask them, why are we sending troops? He said Vietnam had impossible to invade jungle terrain. Afghan has impossible to invade mountain terrain. Not to mention they got booby traps up there. Not to mention they've been up there for years. They know a mountain. They know, okay, if you start trying to climb the mountain, we'll blow this a grenade and it's gonna crack that, and then all those people are gonna fall. If you try to come over here, you're exposed. And if you come here, they got grenades, they got mines all over there. And that's what they mean. It's heavily mined. But these people don't care because they're not going. Fox News or whatever, this talk radio, they feel emboldened, they feel proud. Can you imagine if Obama was sending these soldiers off to lose their life? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? You know, that would be unacceptable. And this is the world we live in, man. This is the society that we live in. We get to sit back and watch our neighbors, our friends, our cousins go and fight, well, die for Trump. And we're looking at the casualties, we're looking at the possibilities. It's going through the roof, man. They were hoping that they could take the morale from the Iranian army, but they haven't. Even though they've assassinated the Ayatollah and other leaders, they're still fighting back. All the Green Beret, all of these retired generals say that you cannot win this. The way that they're approaching it, you can't win. The strategy is wrong. All of these dead American servicemen, for what? Expendable. Expendable. Russia. Russia is meddling with it. They're playing with Trump's head. Putin is lying to Trump. He sees an opportunity. He sees what's working, what's not. He's making money. Trump lifted the sanctions against him. Now he's making Iran is making money and Russia's making money. Iran's making money with that straight because they're charging that now they got to pay up front to get through. They're still letting oil through. They're getting paid. Iran's getting money. Russia's getting money. Meanwhile, in America, gas is going up. I think it was $9 in California. There's reports that it's 6, 7. It's creeping up. $5. It's creeping up. And this, remember, we're going to run out of reserves. We're going to run out. And this is what we got right here. America and Israel started it. Iran's going to finish it. We're about to put boots on the ground. 82nd Airborne Division. I saw the paratroopers they were dropping. Pakistan, I think, is mediating now. Will we be able to achieve our goals and objectives in Iran? And are we willing to go that far? Protect the troops at all cost. Iwo Jima, that's nonsense, brother. It's a different world now. Fox News is showing old World War II Pacific missions. Mass slaughter of American soldiers. And they're saying possible nukes. Possible nukes. Israel, possible nukes. American soldiers, these missions, they take heavy casualties. Next thing you know, somebody's dropped a compact nuke. And America's been brought into this thing. They've been fighting and fighting to drag America for 20 years. They've been trying to give America to get into this war. No strategy, just Fox News fear mongering. And this is what they wanted to do. Mountain ranges, lots of ground troops, in addition to lots of individuals who will join. Trump's gotten us very deep into this war. Now we're finna lose U.S. troops on a mass scale. Will he reverse course? Many say no. His narcissism won't allow him. His narcissism won't let him do it. It won't let him go out here and admit he made a mistake and he needs to accept that. I don't know, man. I'm troubled. I'm troubled by this whole thing, man. Dying for Trump. I mean, what are we going to do? And we were talking about emissaries, right? Who's going to free us? Thanks to Fox News and talk radio, we don't have an emissary. Everybody's either friend or foe. Just like on this thing, this MAGA thing, you have to blindly support every decision Trump makes, or you're a liberal. You're a liberal. How dare you? You're a liberal. But he said, we're not going to. I voted for him because he said there'll be no war. Well, we have a war, and you're a liberal if you don't support him. Yeah. And you got people in here they don't care about the American people. And they really don't care about these black soldiers, really. A lot of these MAGAs are bigots and racists. They don't care. They're willing to sacrifice these black soldiers. And they don't want a guy like me to speak up for them. They don't want me to do that because they want to sacrifice them. They don't like blacks to begin with. They sit back, get brainwashed with Fox News, and they push this. And now that they got black people or black sailors, they almost want it to happen to them. They want it to happen to them. They want it, and that's what they push. And this is what you have to deal with. Yeah, he said, what happened to those $2,000 tariff checks? $5,000 tariff check. What happened to those? She says, send the immigrants. Well, see, that's the problem with that. You have to send people loyal to the country. They're not even loyal to their own country. How are they going to go and fight for America? This is the world we live in, though, man, where we have a group of blacks. I mean, yeah, a group of people, and it's tend to be blacks who are expendable. They're expendable. They're willing to sacrifice a group. And somebody put up the why is they just raised the draft, the number up now. And a lot of those guys, a lot of this youth, a lot of these guys really think it can happen to them. They're finna find out. If we start taking casualties, they're gonna find out real quick it can happen to them. You need to go enlist over being drafted. You need to go down there. You got a little bit more flexibility. You get drafted or you get conscripted, you got to do what they tell you to do. They see you where they need you. You will be going over there to foreign land. And you can vote for Trump and disagree with his decisions. Believe it or not, I know you don't believe it, but you don't have to agree with everything he does. We got a gay guy. All right, brother. We got a home. Look, this dude gay, bro. Why you keep talking about? Look at this dude. He said homosexual, Biden in love with minors and illegals. Okay, bro. Goodbye. They're gonna die for Trump. And this is what we're at now. This is the crossroads that we're living in. And our soldiers and sailors are proud American citizens. They are red-blooded. They're willing to give everything for the advancement of his country. Yet they're gonna, and this is proof, they're gonna die for Trump. A guy who got out of going, who said or rumored that he said that the people were suckers and losers. That shows you that's loyalty. That's called being loyal. And the individuals, they got rid of all of these people who give you information and inform you and replaced them with yes men, with stooges. Fox News, he basically took the Fox News weekend shift. I seen him down there on Gutfield. For all we know, Gutfield will be the next Secretary of State, Greg Gutfeld. Yeah, they brought up Biden, talking about Biden. Joe Biden. You got the guy, what's the guy at the airport? I mean, what's the guy? I got to go look it up. I don't forgot his name. You had Trump. Trump made a big deal about the guy. Let me show you how stupid this guy is. Watch this right here. This is what I mean by brainwashed. This guy is brainwashed. This guy is one of those Fox Newsers, right? He says, Obama started gay marriage. No, that was the Supreme Court, dumbass. Dumbass. That was the Supreme Court. And then when they said it was legal, what was he supposed to do? Defy the court? Right? And on top of that, who's on the Supreme Court? That's a white court. It's a conservative court. They said it was okay. Dumbass. But see, he wants to blame a black person, though. And that's what I mean by these bigots. They sit back and they listen to Fox News. They listen to these clowns and they get fed lies and they believe this stuff. And they believe this nonsense, these lies. Obama. How did Obama do it? You mean the Supreme Court said it was okay, and Joe Biden stood on the stage with him and said, "Yeah, man," and was using all types of profanity? Last time I checked, Biden's white. Last time I checked, the Supreme Court's conservative and white. But see, this is about a black man. This is where they try to hang this stuff on black people. Obama, he the president. What's he supposed to do? If they say you can do it, what is he supposed to do? He's the president. Obama did it. It was Obama's fault. The whole world's bad because of Obama. That black, we shouldn't have never elected a black president. We shouldn't have ever elected black. He's Obama. I hate Obama. Obama, that's why, Obama. Fox News say Obama. Obama divided us. We was so together before Obama. We was together, then Obama got in office, and he divided us. Obama, it's Obama's fault. Obama did it. Obama, he started gay marriage. Obama. Isn't that, man, you that stupid? Are you that stupid? And they are. You are that stupid. Yep, they are. They're that stupid. You that stupid. Obama started gay marriage. You that stupid, bruh. And see, that tells me you don't know nothing about politics. Before you even make a statement like that, you're brainwashed. Fox News tell you that? Fox News told you that. Fox News. So who told you that? Sean Hannity? Who told you that? Glenn Beck? Mark Levin, he told you that? Obama started gay marriage. You see what I'm saying? The Supreme Court said it was legal. Obama was president. Supreme Court said that it's okay to do it, and Obama was the president at the time. What is he supposed to do? It became the law. It was the law now. Just like that lady who wouldn't sign the forms, the marriage licenses, and she tried to get over. She said because of her faith, and they said, okay, we'll find a new job. They threw it out. She lost her case. But I'm saying it don't make any sense to me because it's like, are you joking? Fox News, they put it on if there anything that's bad is going to be put on black people. And that's what they pushed. The Carl Rittenhouse, that Carl Rittenhouse guy took a rifle and deleted 3 people. And they said that was bad and that was good. The judge defended him. The judge. He had his lawyer. The judge was his lawyer. The judge was his lawyer. The white guy went in there with a rifle and deleted 3 people. Went to court and the judge defended him. The black kid in what was that, Texas? 2 bullies came up to him, picking on him, trying to put hands on him, telling him, and he warned them, don't touch me. It was raining. They said, you got to get out this tent. And he said, do not touch me. And they put their hands on, they were bullies. And he deleted one and people, oh, that's terrible. How could he? He's black. Did you see what he just did? And these are the same people who made a big deal about the Carl guy, the Carl Rittenhouse guy. And he deleted 3 people. Unfortunately, our troops are going to suffer. Kyle, my fault. There you go. But you got my point, and you know I'm right. Unfortunately, and this is going to be a true test to you guys, to the people who sit back and you listen to these people. You sit back and you listen to the Fox News, you listen to all of these ultra conservative bigots and liars. As those bodies come back, you're going to have to, what's more important, America or them? Who do you care about? Huh? You care about our troops, your fellow man, or you care about the complete lies and BS that they get a lot of money off of that, though. I think that Gutfield guy, that guy got him a $10 million mansion. They get a lot of money off you guys. Like the stream, brother. Support the platform. We gonna tell the truth over here, man. We gonna tell the truth over here. And you could bring your racism over here, and we're gonna deal with it. Propaganda. And yeah, Fox, get better people. Shout out to your fighter. I saw you, brother. Get better people. He said BLM. Okay. I have no idea what that has to do with this, but a bigot in the chat box put BLM in there. You guys, bro, you guys something else, bro. What do you want black people to do? Huh? Nothing? What do you want them to do? You don't want them to do anything, right? He said BLM. Somebody put MAGA is the BLM for bigots. MAGA is BLM for bigots. Interesting. Interesting, huh? Interesting. I don't know. I mean, what? Maybe. Brainwashed. 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 When you sit there and look at these idiots right there, brainwashed. Trump's finna send all of these people off, man, dying for Trump. I hope it's worth it. All of these poor sailors and soldiers, service people. And what's sad is you have a slither of America. Some of them wear MAGA hats, some of them don't, who don't care. They don't care. And that's to me, that's the sad thing. You don't even care enough to care about your fellow American. Don't you want these people taken care of? You don't care. Appreciate it, brother. $5 holler. A bathing soul. What's your take on Black Americans being ICE agents servicing airports? Nah, who said they were traitors? Nah, I have a problem with ICE agents. I don't have a problem with ICE agents. I don't agree with the Minnesota. They need to do something. They got to get rid of some of them. Like anything, just like anything you do, some people just simply can't do it. You got to get rid of some of them. The guy who did that shit they did in Minnesota, none of those people should be ICE. But no, I have a problem with ICE agents. And I do believe that you need to be here. You need to have papers. Look at Nicki Minaj. But Nicki Minaj, she don't have no paperwork. Trump letting her stay here. She's living here. She doesn't have paperwork. She should be sent back. You guys got to, let me tell you something. You guys, look, you could talk about the Democratic Party all you want to, but you have no idea. Black community ain't real big on no immigration. Okay? I don't know where you even getting that from. I guess because, you think that they believe everything the Democratic Party do. They don't. Yeah, if you're a black person out here, man, I think they paying $100,000 a year. A little bit over that. If you're a person of color, you're in relatively good shape. Look into ICE. And guess what? You know what you need to do? Just follow the law. What the guy on the side of you, that's him. You follow the law and you do the job that they teach you to do. And get that money. Go ahead and get you a couple of 100,000. They have no problem with that. Like the stream, man. He said 21 Savage don't have papers. Yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. 21 Savage, he just don't belong. Let me tell you something. If you come over to America and you violate the law, forget all of this. You get out. No, you get sent out of here. Go back to Britain or go wherever you from and you can violate the law there. Don't come over here. Don't come over here with that. Don't nobody want that around them, man. The people I saw today, foreigners I see work hard. They working about. I was driving down and I looked over. There was a whole house being put back together. All of them were Latino. I don't see that. I don't see the bad. I see them working their ass off. That's what I see. They be driving Uber too. They be driving Uber too, man. Yeah, I saw that they raised the enlistment age. That's because they're going to have a draft. They're going to take heavy losses, and they're going to have a draft. Tanaz, you need to support the channel because this type of stuff, you see, I'm under fire over here by these bigots right here. You got to support this, man, or we won't have it. We appreciate you, though, man. We're glad you enjoy it. The bigots don't like that. Now, it's 18 to 45 to join the Army. That's a draft, brother. They're going to send a lot of these people over to the Strait. They're going to be over there in that soft sand. The soft sand. Trump's going to turn a significant amount of black soldiers, sailors, service members. He's going to turn a significant amount of them into sugar cookies. That stuff gets in your boots. You guys ever had sand in your boots? You know what I'm saying. You know what that's about. You know exactly what's that about. You get sand in your boots, sand in your shirt. It turns you into a sugar cookie. Yeah, you said none of the MAGAs are veterans. Yeah, I tend to believe you. Veterans have a certain amount of respect and flair that you don't attach to MAGA. MAGA are overinflated, egotistical morons who are looking for daddies. They looking for a daddy, and Trump's their daddy. They're losers who need a daddy in their life. What that Byron Donald guy say? His daddy's home. Grown ass man married, telling another man, not his father. He talking about another man. Daddy's home. That doesn't reek of failure, brother. That is a failure. How can another man call another man his daddy? You have to really wonder about that, bro. Did he? Free Puff Daddy, man. Oh, Puff too old. I'm going to say send him over there. Wow, he said U.S. over there on TikTok. U.S. soldiers already walking away saying they'll do the 3-piece. They saying they'll do a 3-year bid before they go over there. Wow. I know that's over there on TikTok. I know they on TikTok. I know they on TikTok. He said Nas, thank you, brother. He says, let's keep fighting together. We are stronger together. Let's fight. We're going to fight this. This is the right thing to do. And we care about the soldiers, the American people who are being sent over there. I don't care what Fox News does. They're not going to get it. They can't brainwash me. Fox News. Like I want to listen to Fox News lies. And they got all of those effects. Boom. Boom. This just here. Boom. Our first ground troops, they say Friday. Trump's called up a lot of the special forces. They might be there right now as we speak. But we're going to have boots on the ground, and all of the generals, everybody's warning. You know, you got all types of minds. I hope America's ready for this. I agree with Netanyahu. Netanyahu knew that they had to bring Americans over there because he don't want to just lose IDF lives. So he feels like I can allow, I'm willing to allow Americans to lose their lives. He's willing to make that sacrifice. Well, go join. He says, oh, no, you wouldn't. Okay, say he wouldn't fight for Trump. Okay. He said he wouldn't fight. They have raised it. What are you talking about, brother? ICE getting paid. You see them dudes in that airport? When you like airport duty, you sitting in airports are really, really cold, right? You're sitting in a nice, comfortable airport. You got all of those places. You can get you snacks. You can have your wife, your kid come up. You walking around a airport, you're meeting new people. Isn't that some great duty? And they're paying you $100K to do nothing but hang out? I'd love to do the airport duty. You're inside. All you're doing is asking for IDs. When you're on the outside, you're out in traffic, you got to deal with all types of things that you really don't want to deal with. You go into houses, you don't want to deal with that. Airport, you're just in the airport. But you guys wouldn't understand. They've already raised it 18 to 45. It'll happen April 20th, in 7 days from now. Well, I don't know about 7 days. What are we looking at? Let me see. Now, I heard it was April 20th. But you might be right. You might be right. You might be right. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Black people. Man, this has always been a position for black people. You go into the service, can you trust? Because you're coming out of a place of racism and bigotry. And can you trust the members of the military to bring you in the fold as one of them? Ah, man, you would hope they can. You would hope they can. You would hope they overlook, the racism that they've been, unlike the chat box, you would hope they do. Trump said it. Trump said it. Trump's been saying it. They're already sending ground troops. Trump's hiding behind. They're hiding behind. They don't want to let the enemy know what they're doing. But no, the public's supposed to know. I'm sorry, that's the truth. I want to see a YouTuber. If you're a YouTuber out there, a YouTuber, not TikToker, a YouTuber. If you're a YouTuber and you're under 30, please join and live stream and please join. Just show your patriotism and your loyalty to America. Walk away from that platform and join the service. You still got it, but you know what I mean? I want to see it. I know, and I'm talking about somebody that's been doing this for 2-3 years. So they're on YouTube doing YouTube videos, and they hear the call of duty, and they get up and they go and they serve their country. Why don't you do that? Why don't you be an example for people to look up to, huh? Why don't you do it? We need guys like that. The 82nd's being deployed over there. Why don't you contact some of your friends from 94 to 98? If you still know people, put the word out. Put the word out. Let them know, hey. Bring them home. Bring them home. Complete the mission. Israel should go in there. All the ground troops, let them go up in the mountains. Let them go and fight them goat herders. Let them go and fight those sheep herders in those mountain hills. Let them take mortar fire. Let them have to deal with all of the dynamics of ground troops in Iran. And Americans, send Americans home. That's where the Americans belong. In the meantime, they're going to be dying for Trump. And they're cutting health care. They're cutting eyeglass. Many of them, when they turn 50 and 60, they're not going to be able to afford eyeglasses and teeth. And you guys are cool with that. 40 years from now, many of the sailors and soldiers won't be able to afford eyeglasses and teeth. And they're losing, what, $1 billion, $2 billion a day, which that money could be going to their upkeep and health care. The jails, see, the problem with the jails and stuff, you could do that to nonviolent offenses, but the problem, that's just not a group. That's why they have to recruit. That's why they go for the youth. They want to get people who are not corrupted. He says, I can't afford eyeglasses and dental now. Forget 40 years from now. Yep. It's platinum, not platin. You know, that's a white dude there. Uh, uh, when all is said and done, brother, family members. And you got to understand family members, and you see the damage. You see the individuals when they're returned. You see the carnage. You see the things that go on. Look, I'm happy for you, man, but I don't understand your blind support. You know what, Captain? Do me a favor, Captain. I'm going to drop this join link. Please come up here and tell me why you blindly support Trump. I don't get it. You served our country for 4 years, yet you're in here blindly supporting a man who wouldn't even go. When his time came to go fight and defend the country, he wouldn't go. You went, and now he's in charge of this military operation, and he's dropping the ball, yet you're in here defending him. You're defending this man. I just don't understand the logic behind that. We're not expendable. We're not losers. We're not suckers. We're not. We're not. Those men over there, they're not suckers. They're not losers. Their lives are just as valuable as his life. Like the stream, man. We done turned the corner, man. What we at? It's Wednesday. And we trying to figure this thing out, man. We got a whole group of people that they're about to send to a foreign country. And God help us as a people. God help us. I hope we'll be able to survive, because those bodies, that's going to bother me, watching those flag draped coffins come back to our shore. And Trump cannot care, but I care. And I don't even do that, but you might see me out there protesting. Bring these troops home. There's no reason we have to suffer. And I say collectively, America. Yeah, he's got his Mar-a-Lago. He's got his money. He's got his $1 billion boys club. He's got all of that. But the regular people, they have their lives. They have their kids. They have their relatives. They have their family. They have their friends. And those people are very important to them. They may not mean anything to Trump, but they mean something to us. And no, look, you want to have your war way over there? Don't put American troops on the ground. Nobody said they couldn't do it. Nobody said they wouldn't go. I'm saying they shouldn't be sent. And that's the problem. You talking about with that hat? You talking about when he wore that hat? He wore that hat to that man's funeral. He said Marines are never former. What is that? What is it? Semper Fi? Semper Fi? I mean, I don't even. Semper Fidelis, always faithful. I know a chick. I know 2 chicks. They're Marines. They were Marines. Got great bodies too, man. All that running and they do so much PT. Man, they got wow. And I got nice frames on them, brother. Yeah, they do. The Marines just simply do too much PT. That ain't all that running every other day. I don't like that. And how they gonna PT on that soft sand? How they gonna run on that soft sand? How they gonna work out? I don't even know. Do you even work out doing war? Do you do that? What do you do in combat? What do you do? And I've been seeing a lot of reports. They're saying Pete. They're saying things happen in his military career. That's what they say. I don't know. He said Marines have low IQ. 70. They get the women. They get a lot of women. I know that. I don't know if they're doing it by accident. I know they have a lot of women. I'm talking about the other services women. I'm talking about the Navy, the Army, the Coast Guard. They get a lot of those women. The Marines. A lot of them. I'm not talking about no one or two. When you find a very attractive woman in the military, there's a 95%. If she's married to a Marine. We're capable of winning any war. Everybody knows this war is not planned properly. They just know it's not. All these generals who retired, all of these advisors who've been asked to leave, and you got these new people, and this is a major endeavor, and they're just saying stuff about we won and we're going to hit them. Well, we got to have a strategy. And we don't care about the rules of engagements. That's war crime. And that's terrible that you would say that, because what about the American soldiers who are captured? You're running around saying you don't care about the rules of engagement. That means they're going to do anything to those troops. You're setting the stage for them to do something to those troops. You're setting it up. It wasn't planned. What's up with you, brother? It wasn't planned. This guy said, how you know it's not planned? Because of the way it's going? Said MAGA is just Scientology for people who can't afford Scientology. Scientology, huh? What are we gonna do though, man? I mean, collectively, this is very serious. We're today, within the next week from now, going into April, we're gonna start getting back casualties, and eventually they're gonna have to post a casualty report. And you guys can become comfortable with it. Go ahead. If you want to be comfortable with it, be comfortable. If you want Fox News, whatever they tell you to do, if you want to do whatever Fox News tells you to do, who they say support, believe what you want to believe, that's up to you too. I'm not going to do that. I say one's enough. I don't need 1,000. I don't need 2,000. One's enough. This war, we didn't need to get into this war. This is Israel's war. This is Israel's fight. They're dragging us into this war. We got to pay for this. We already got 39, 38, 37 trillion dollars in debt. And Iran's already saying reparations. They want to be rebuilt. And we know they're going to, Americans are the ones who are going to rebuild Iran. I mean, Iraq. I mean, Israel. And then, what are we going to do, man? All our taxpayer money is going over there to rebuild these countries we just blew up. We got to resupply. We got to get our weapons back. There's weapons we're going to no longer use because of their performance was inadequate doing. So that we need to have money. Where are we going to get the money from? Where are we going to get the money? Where are we going to get the money? $300 billion already. And what are we to do, man? I mean that. What are we to do? We used to be smarter than that. We used to be. We're no longer smarter than that. Oh, there's Joy. We haven't seen Joy in a week. We thought they had you. They caught you in a rock. They shot your plane down, Joy. What are we to do? Collectively, what are we to do? Is this okay? So hold on, let me get this straight. So Fox News, I'm supposed to feel good when I see American service members being returned in coffins because Fox News tells me this is victory for Trump. So it's okay. So that's all. So my idea of victory is just watching Donald Trump. And that's supposed to make it okay. And that's where we are now. Watch Pete Hegseth and Cash Patel kiss Trump's ass. And that's supposed to make me feel good. Well, I don't live in a dictatorship. I could care less what they think about Trump. They work for him. I grant you they're doing it. Well, they're doing it. They have their reasons why they're doing it. Okay. Okay, they're doing it because they're kissing up to their boss. Okay. But what if I disagree with their boss? And what if I disagree with my cousin, my friend, guy I work with, individual I met, somebody from online who just lost their life in this war of choice? Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? Do I need permission? And how many funerals before you just give up? How many? How many is enough? One's too many. One is too many. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. We invite MAGA up all the time. First of all, MAGA don't ever make it to this point. Normally because of they say too many ridiculous things, so they wind up getting blocked way before we even get to this point. But we invite them up. If you MAGA and you're still around, there's the join link. Instead of sending insults at me, why don't you debate me? You can't see that's the thing. You cannot defeat me on the field of battle. This debate stuff, you're wasting your time. You can't defeat me. You're not smarter than me. You're not, and that's why they won't come up because they know they're stupid. They hide in the chat box. They hide in the chat box. There's the join link. If you believe that you're right or you believe that something's not right, you're free to join. We'll let you have your say if you're civilized. If you, man, a lot of you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to conduct yourself, and that's good for both of us. But this shows you that they're cowards. Now, see, once again, this shows you that they're cowards. They're cowards. They will not defend their position. They won't defend their position. They're cowards. There we go. What's up with you, Joey?
What up, Platt? Just checking in on you, Platt. I see you be up there cooking.
You got out? They let you out?
Yeah, let me out. I'm free, Platt.
What you did? No. what you got jammed up for? What you got caught?
Nah. It's getting crazy, Platt. It's getting crazy. TSA and yeah, ICE gonna be at the airports now. Took my lady to the airport. I seen them in there. I'm like, oh man, it's going down. ICE agents.
I do that.
You say
I do an ICE assignment at the airport. Bro, have you been to, man?
I seen them. They in there. They just in the
Yeah.
entrance part, and they just looking around and stuff. You know, they got they bulletproof vests. You know, they doing their thing. They ain't really doing that.
If they're single, they macking the women there.
You
can
think
go.
so?
Oh, I know so. You
No,
can go over. You can go over here. Go ahead. What you say?
no. These guys look like they on some. They militant. They ain't trying to get at no women. These guys look like all they do is work out and be punching on shit. That's all they look like they do. I'm just looking at them like, damn, they ain't playing. Trump picked the right guys, whoever these motherfuckers is. But yeah, I see what's going on out here.
What, incels?
I don't know if they incels, Platt. They don't look like incels. Them niggas in shape, but hey. Hey, we got 2 more years of this guy, so.
You think he's wrong to be sending those troops over there?
Yeah, I don't want us getting involved in nothing and fighting none of that. He said he was against all that. Everything he said he was against, he's doing. Like, I hope all these people that voted for his dumbass just sit back and think. Like, everything y'all said y'all didn't want, he's doing exactly the opposite.
And how come you can't disagree? How come you can't say with honesty, well, wait a minute, I voted for no war. He's at war. I disagree with him without being called a liberal?
Because that's just the default button, Platt. You get what I'm saying? Like, even when you keep it real, the default button is you a hater. Instead of being objective and saying, you know what, you right. Everything I voted for, he ain't doing. So I gotta just say, oh, you a liberal. You're libertarian.
So I'm a liberal if I disagree.
Leftist.
I'm a liberal like Mike Pence is a liberal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
That's why with the politics, Platt, I just let people have it. They got their point of view. I see how they act. It is what it is. Have the MAGA supporters been coming up here talking to you?
They be in the chat, man. They can't make it really to the link drop because they have such a potty mouth.
Yeah, they talk crazy.
They're so incited by me. I don't know why. Because they're used to the Negro. See, Fox News has given the MAGA the pet Negro. The Negro's like a poodle that sits in MAGA's lap. And they feed him a corn chip or a Cheeto. And he sits there and he does nothing. He never talks about anything other than whatever MAGA. And they can't stand a black man like me speaking up. Because they forget guys like me exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is real. What up, Joe? What up, Platt?
What's up?
Hey, what up, Pastor? What up, bro?
Hey, yo, when it come down to that 82nd Airborne, that let me know that this ain't going to be a quick war. Because my dad was 82nd Airborne, and he told me what they did. They just jump out of planes, and they just set up shop. And 101st would jump out of planes, but they had the guns and they were ready for, to cover their back while they were setting up the base. So if 82nd deploy, that means, especially from Fort Bragg, that means they setting up a base, yo. I don't think they be setting up a base for something that they'll be trying to end in like the next month. That's all. That's what I think.
Yeah, they got the draft too, so that means they expect it to be long.
Yeah, this shit gonna be way longer. They keep saying it's gonna end soon. It's gonna end soon. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I mean, I hear what they say. You know how you know how to manage radio. They be like, yo, never trust what nobody say. Watch what they do. And I'm hearing what they saying, and it ain't matching what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I got you.
So yeah, it's,
You
they
think this is
lying
a
to people.
you think this is a bad idea to send them over there, these troops?
I don't think it's a bad idea, but I think I don't think it's a bad idea. But I also think it shows that we aren't doing as well as we said. Because if we depleted he said we depleted their army, their navy, their leadership. We depleted everything. So if we depleted everything, I just don't know why we'd be sending 82nd and 101st.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If we won the war, why are we sending troops over there? But hold up, I got this guy is brainwashed. Hold up, we got a guy in here. Hold up, he's brainwashed. I saw his thing. I might not be able to find him. Hold up, hold up, hold up. If I can find this guy, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to. I thought I could find him. He done went too far up, so. I saw his foolish. He posted his foolishness in here, and yeah, I ain't gonna bet. I'm looking. Hold up. Where's this? Is this him? No, 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 no. Okay, right here. Yeah, idiot. Right here. Look at this idiot. Right. Well, now it's a troll account. They said Democrats created the KKK. This is a racist white guy who's trying to put everything on Democrats. Y'all are ridiculous. Dems. All this is partisan, so you have a side. Dems wanted us to need the government. The Dems wanted us to need the government, and it worked. EBT,
EBT, Medicare. Come on, dude.
DEI pushed the dads right out of the home and more young men in jail. You're brainwashed, sir.
No, he can't read, Platt. He don't look up and research. So
Yeah.
people like that, just let him talk.
No, it's not even. It's a white guy. It's a white guy behind I don't know. Look at that dude. That dude got some hair on his head. Well, it's a white guy
Look
with a
like
fake
Prince.
avatar that spews hatred and racism, and he's the bigot and the racist. You know, and he probably voted for Trump.
Well,
But he
Trump
thinks
was a Democrat.
He was back in the day. He was.
Did he run as a Democrat?
No.
He didn't run as a
Okay,
Democrat for
well, he.
office.
Oh, I got what you're saying. That he's saying all these things, and Trump was a Democrat. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Way
Mhm.
back he was.
Okay, but
And we seen this plat people will jump state to win an election. People will jump party to win an election. Like, people do whatever to win an election, dog. Like, you know.
yeah, but this guy, this is the typical talking point that you hear on the Glenn Becks and on the bigot shows. They've convinced Negroes that they're not being racist when they put this garbage out. They're being racist. When you hear this come out the mouths of conservatives, this is racism. Democrats created the KKK. That's racism. That's nonsense. Those are lies. Dems wanted us to need the government. That's racism. They're trying to put it on the Dems. It's them, all of them. It's not no Democrats. It's bigoted, racist. Like this guy who put this on here. This isn't a black person. This is a racist white guy spewing hate. And he keeps thinking this stuff works, just like the Obama stuff with the gay marriage. Oh, that was Obama? That was Obama. That wasn't Obama. That was not Obama. You know what? You know what? You know what? Hold up. This guy, see now he's still.
I think he biracial, but
Yeah, he's not. He is. Goodbye. Yep, we just banned you, bigot. And I'll tell you what you are. I don't know what you are. I'll tell you this: you anti-black. I can tell you that up front. You might not be racist, but you certainly hate black people. And you're a part of the problem. You 5 kids, you on food stamps, and you're in my chat box talking like that. You feeding your kids with food stamps? You talking about the Democrats? So the Democrats, this is another dude trying to blame his failure on Democrats. You failed, brother. Don't put that on no Democrat. You done had too many kids. You done screwed yourself into poverty. Now you mad. And now you're trying to blame other people. Whew. Some of these people, brother. And why don't you go join, man? They said it's up to 45. Go down there. Go down to the recruitment station and join and get sent off to the Strait of Hormuz.
You probably an old nigga plan.
Hold up and do something with your life because you've done nothing so far, clown. Go ahead, Pastor.
We want to talk about what's DEI. The fact that they want black and brown people to fight all these wars for this for this country. Not gonna say white country, but for this country. See, they don't want to they don't want to go into the military they want to go to the military as commanding officers, and they ain't trying to go in there as an infantry or a private or a regular soldier and really hold the military down. They not trying to do that, but they talk all this America first stuff. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of tired of hearing it too.
Me too.
I'm kind of tired of hearing it, man. Like y'all not gonna. Well, I would say that their ancestors would at least suit up. Their ancestors would at least suit up, yo. But these cats, man, I don't know, Platt. I don't know, man.
The problem is you depend on your commander in chief. You depend on your lieutenants and all the people in charge to protect you. You were willing to go over there and fight, but you expect them to have all the things needed so that they can protect you. When they say, hey, we got to go take this beach, you expect them to have suppression fire. It's already set up. When they say go and get the beach, they've already checked for mines. All of this is supposed to be checked up. Trump hasn't done any of that. Trump is dropping those people off. Mines are still in the ground. Those people, all types of people are in those mountains. It's going to be hard to try to find them. But he don't care. Trump's just dropping them off.
Yeah, he did drop 82nd to a unfavorable position to set up a base in. I mean, I guess military intelligence might have looked into it, and so they can know the best place for them to set up base. But to me, it's too sporadic. It's too. It seemed like it wasn't well planned out, and then you give it too much of a timeline. Like you, it's easy to counter. I feel like it's easy to counter strike America because we give up too much intel. Even if we don't give up all the intel, we give up enough intel. I just think we're being stupid. I don't think we're being really smart about any of this.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
She said, do you agree with anything Trump has done? Yeah, the men and women's sports. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I agree with Trump. I agree with him. Also, you know, if you want to go there, if you like to, I don't think that you should be trans and in the military. And I think he put an executive order against that. So now I agree with that 100%. I think that's sort of ridiculous. That's not even, hey man, there's people in there they're trying to do a job. They don't have no time for nothing. If you like that, do that stuff, get out. You know what? Don't be in if you like that. So yeah, I agree with that. Go ahead, Joey.
Nah, I agree with the same thing you said, Platt. Like,
Only
it's a time and place for
why I
all that.
kind of disagree, Platt, is because once you kick the trans out, then you're going to eventually kick the other ones out too.
What's the other ones?
The gays.
No. But the trans, they,
You don't know who gay. Yeah, you don't know
yeah.
it. There were gay dudes in
Yeah.
There were gay dudes in the service. Now you're talking about openly gay. Well, actually they were, but I mean, like I didn't see them get kicked out. They were gay. There were gay women. There was a whole bunch of that. Man, that was unbelievable. But no, when you start talking about a man dressing as the other gender, you can see where that can mess with the morale, man. Because you got to be sort of macho to be in the service.
I agree.
It's a man's thing. So, yes.
I agree with that part. It's just a slippery slope. But the crazy thing about it, man, we ain't gonna get into that like that. But
But you said that I don't think that at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would kick. Well, first of all, they'll kick you out. They'll kick anybody they want out. But if you want to say, if you want to make it about they going after, gays or whatever, they have recourses. So,
hey, Platt, I don't mean to change the subject, but you had me rolling on that last stream. What was it with Lotto?
Mm-hmm.
You and my brother hate 21 Savage. I don't know why y'all guys don't like that guy.
I don't have no problem with 21
Well,
Savage.
you don't hate him, but you dislike him.
What's to like about 21 Savage?
You called him a dirt bag. I was like,
he is
damn.
A dirt bag. He is a dirt bag.
I ain't disagreeing with you, but I'm like, damn, Platt punching on 21.
He's a dirt bag. The stuff he did with Amber Rose, look at him now looking stupid up there.
What'd he do with Amber Rose?
He was on that slut. He was out there doing the slut walk.
No, he made himself like a goofy. That's what I think.
Okay, what did I say? He's a lowlife.
He said, "I'm a hoe." Like, I wish I would hold a poster saying I'm a hoe. Like, what the hell?
Man, we got performative.
Yeah.
You can like him though, Joey.
Nah. I don't really. I like his couple of his bops, but I don't really care for him myself. He do need to go back overseas. Like, need to send a lot of these niggas back. All these little fake dudes that's coming over here from overseas acting tough. Get out of here.
No, America should not have.
Adios. Take your girl with you too, and them kids. Take the babies with you too. Everybody gotta go.
Hell yeah. We should not. The Beatles and all them niggas from Canada, Drake, all of them. Yeah, they got the, yeah. Take your music too, dog.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
We're a little late with that one.
Yeah. We passed the Beatles. Drake. Yeah, I'm down with that. Get him out of here. All these little.
This is our friend Joey.
Who that?
Tiffany. She said,
"Hey, Tiff.
How you doing? How you doing today, Tiffany? Appreciate it." But going over in that soft sand, and you see, it is sort of like a jungle, but that heat, you don't really have a whole lot blocking you, man. They say tents, but see, all of that stuff makes you a target. And remember, that's by an ocean, so that sand, it's dry up top, but you can really, if you keep making your way down, it gets moist because that water's in that sand.
You ever stepped on hot sand, Platt?
Yeah, man.
It's unbearable, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying. Like, your feet, everywhere you step, it's just, and your feet soak into it. I'm like,
They can be out there in boots and shit, but still
with the boots on, it don't have
be hot.
Yeah.
Get boot foot in there sweating.
Yo, Platt, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Hold on. It turns you into a sugar cookie. When you got all that sand on you.
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean by sugar cookie? Because I was thinking, all
the sand.
Yeah, all that sand over time. I'd say if you've been there 3 months, that sand gets into your clothes, it gets into your socks, it gets into your hair, it gets into your back, and over time you become a sugar cookie because you just covered in sand.
Hey, Platt, is it true that the sand over there soaks in your pores a little bit too?
Yeah, it's real sharp over there.
Oh, see, I'm cool. Yeah.
But no, Platt, I want to go back just real quick because I don't have too much time. But you did say that the KKK wasn't founded or didn't have Democrats as members.
They have Democrats as members right now. I didn't say that. This whole notion that the Klan and the Democratic Party, like they belong to the Democratic Party is preposterous. They
Well,
don't.
a lot of the
No,
founders, a
no.
lot of the members.
The Klan belongs to America. You
Yeah, the
can
Oh,
Klan bipartisan,
you got
dog.
no, huh?
The Klan
The
is by
Klan, right? Okay, there you go. My fault. My fault. I
a
didn't hear
lot
you,
of the
sir.
a lot of the original members were
No,
supportive of the
no, we're not
Democratic
talking
Party.
about that, brother. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the brainwashing. I
It's
hate to
not.
say that to you,
How's
bro.
that brainwashing? If
You're
you
talking about
look
the
up the,
original. Why you got to go way back? What about right now?
we say okay. The question was the KKK was founded by Democratic members of the Democratic Party, or people that
No, the
supported the
Klan was
Democrat,
founded by bigots and racists.
that supported Democrats, right
I
or
don't
no?
know. Did you saw their voting records?
the Klan was started by
I mean, this
rich.
is.
The
I
Klan
mean,
was
I don't
started
know
by
if we
rich
can really
men
go
that
back and
wanted to.
find their voting records, but just based on if you just look up where okay, so the
Why is
question
it
I
so
asked,
important for you to pin that on the Democratic Party?
it's not important. It's just getting the facts straight. That's all it is.
Did they change? Did the parties change?
No, they're still racist.
No,
Both
did the
parties.
parties change? They didn't change.
What do you mean?
The
Did they
parties
How so?
didn't
flip?
change. Did one party during the civil rights movement change and the other party became the other party? The racism of one part, all of that switched. The Southern strategy, they changed. Okay, how about this? The only people who run around talking about the Democrats and the KKK are a bunch of bigots and racists. And now you got to keep listening to them talk. They're bigots. They're racist. They're talking about the Democrats. Listen to stuff that comes up.
I mean,
Listen to
it's
what
just
they're saying. They want the Negro to be in his place, brother.
I
The
mean,
same
both
way you
sides are
see right
racist.
now,
It's
they're
two
bombing.
racists pointing fingers at each
They're
other.
bombing Iran to stay. They don't want Iran to be out of place. Don't get a nuclear weapon. Why can't everybody else got them?
All
That's
right.
the
Okay,
same thing
I'm
with
gonna
the
just read
Negro.
this. No,
That's
I
the
hear you.
same thing with the Negro. They want you as a black man to go and pick cotton, go and do labor work. While they, like I just said, at the airport, while they're in the air conditioned spaces and they're living the best life, they're living in the best part of town. You live in the ghetto. They're trying to tell you that's where you're supposed to be. If you got a problem with it, blame Democrats. It's not the Democrats. That's my
No,
point.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, look, I just asked. I said, was the KKK formed by Democrats? Short
Like,
answer is yes. And pretty much in
the short answer is
1860s,
yes,
after the
but
Civil
it was
War,
for a different
a lot
reason
of
than
Southern
what you're
white men,
giving.
many who aligned with the Democratic Party, founded or formed the KKK. That's all. That's all I was just saying.
So the original
So
KK, so the KKK
that's
was
all I was
looking
trying to say.
at the KKK was looking at running down white men that weren't taking care of their kids
That's
initially,
either you know
initially, and
a
then they
fact
became, and then they
or not.
started running. What? Nobody can hear me.
I hear you.
Yeah. So then like you said, some rich men brought them in for voter suppression. That's what
Mm-hmm.
that was all about.
Mm-hmm.
Th-
They've always
that-
used racism to achieve their goals. And then we keep trying to pin racism on a party. We try to pin it. You can't really pin it on a party. You got to go
Right. And that's not
what
that's
do people do? What
yeah,
do people
yeah,
do?
but based on their action.
Just
That's not
okay,
what I'm
hold on.
trying to do.
I give you another example. Obama. Obama's a Democrat. He's a liberal. Obama got in, he got in the office. Now, black people that voted for him. Okay, did they lie to black people? They manipulate black people to go out and support Obama. Okay, they did. Right now, okay. Nobody's arguing with that. Well, he didn't really do nothing for black people. Okay, he didn't. But he's also a damn liberal. So, what is he what did Biden do? So what I'm saying is he's a liberal. So you're saying he's supposed to go in and open up the Red Sea for black people. He couldn't do that if he wanted to do that. That's what I'm saying. I don't get this. And they use this stuff and they said Obama was supposed to bring us together. Who, the people who didn't vote for him? The Fox News said Obama was supposed to bring it. How Obama gonna bring it? You hate Obama. That's why all the Tea Party, all that stuff started with Obama. All of that.
Well, now they like Obama because they don't want to be in Iran. You got people. You got people on the right, Platt, that's saying they miss Biden and Obama. Like seriously, I was surprised to hear it myself. They trying to make it seem like Obama and Biden might have been better conservatives than Trump right now. That's the argument they kind of making.
Well, I mean, there ain't no coming back from war. So a crime bill or taxes, you'll survive that. But a war it's the end of the road, man. So yeah, you do have to look at a president if they have a high casualty rate under a war, because those families, you got to respect those families. They gave the ultimate sacrifice.
In
And I'm not sure Trump's ready for that.
the last major wars we've been in have been Republican backed. Like that long ass war in Afghanistan, that was all Bush and his daddy. You know what I'm saying? So they've been starting these Republicans have been starting some long wars with no
Mhm.
plan to actually win. This occupies space and waste a lot of money that we really ain't got. Or even if we got it, I know a better way to spend it.
Um, Look, the politicians, for the most part, they're going to do what they want to do. For most people, and most people just want to live their life. Okay, they just want to live their life. They can vote, not vote, don't care. When you start talking about wars, that affects people in a way. Like we say, gas prices. Okay, but we get the gas and all that. That affects people in a very life changing way. You got children out here, their father's being deployed. What if their father never comes back? And this is what I'm saying. And this is where they
Mhm.
play. This is where they play on the mind of the Negro. We had an idiot come up here and try to say that you're a 5-year-old kid. Your father, responsible father, married, responsible, loves you, gets deployed to
Mhm.
this war. As a kid, you every day, every day you long for your family to get back together. Unfortunately, 2 months into the conflict, your father loses his life.
Mm.
Okay, well, you got to check. Man, that kid want their father.
You want a father? My dad got deployed when I was in high school, and that's the child losing their father at a young age is bad. But my father, he made it back, bro. He made it back, but he got deployed when I was in high school. Man, they won't shit my mama could do with me in high school. I was playing varsity football and basketball and running track. Had my own car. She couldn't do nothing with me when my dad got deployed. Nothing. Like nothing. Like the
Yeah, that will turn you. That could make you a malcontent.
Yeah.
That can mess with you as a young kid growing up. Even though you'll get nice things, but you can lose faith in your country. You can lose faith in the future because your father was sent off to a war of convenience and passed away.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school whose dad lost his life in Iraq, and yeah, I don't think he ever really got over it. I don't think you ever really will, especially losing your father that early.
Yeah, that's a big deal to people. That's everything. That's the foundation, especially for a kid, is their parents. That's your alpha and your omega. You need those. You need that. When you take that from a kid, they don't have an alpha. They don't know which way is up, man.
yo,
They're
Did you
not
hear
gonna
that
grow up,
father?
huh?
Did you hear that father that because Pete Hegseth came out and said that he called all the family members that lost their life in that plane. I think a plane went down over there. And boy, that father called in and went in. He said he ain't
Uh,
called me. He a liar. And he went
Mm,
in. That
I need
father
to.
went in. He said, my son should still be alive. Do what they did. This boy, that father went in. Imagine a
hey,
father losing his young son.
Yeah, I need to see that. Where did he call into?
Well, he called in. I forgot. I gotta go find it, but he
Yeah, I'm
called
about to
into a
reach
radio.
out to him. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna invite him to come up here. I'm gonna talk to that. I'm gonna see if I can talk to him.
Yeah, he reached out to a radio station because Pete Hegseth was going around saying, Pete Hegseth, you know that plane crash that happened over there, and they lost like 6 American soldiers.
Yeah,
One of them was a black man,
yeah,
and his
Yeah.
dad called in because Pete Hegseth said that he called and talked to the families, and
hmm,
the families told him just finish the job, just finish. He said, I ain't
yeah,
said a damn thing. I ain't said not one."
yeah. That
Huh.
foolishness.
Hey, yo, play. I'm gonna drop out, but man, keep cooking, bro.
All
You've
right,
been on
bro.
your thing.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, all right, brother. Okay. He took his question with him. Look, the father said what he said, and I'm gonna reach out to that guy. I'm gonna see if that guy will come up here and let's have a conversation. Um, he lost way too much, and Trump was wrong. Trump shouldn't even be coming nowhere near. Trump knows he didn't go to Vietnam. He shouldn't be coming nowhere near no war or nothing like that. Really, all Trump has is these bigots, these racist bigots who sit back and they hide in the chat box and they got a lot to say. And they get mad that the Negro can't be manipulated and controlled like that Negro they got sitting on Fox News, that clown Negro that's there for their use, that pet Negro. And then they actually think black people are pets. We're chihuahuas or poodles to sit next to our master. And they Fox News has got those pet Negroes. There ain't no pets over here, man. And they're cowards too. We dropped the link. They're cowards. I mean, to be afraid of a black man over internet, that is some cow. I can understand you're afraid of black people, period. But to be afraid of a black man over the internet, you are a special type of coward. Special.
You got to be able to articulate these positions, and I don't know when you I don't know if they can articulate why they believe in this war. Now, some people believe in this war, and they can articulate it. They can be like, we know what Iran has always called America the Great Satan. Iran had took all that money, all the money, and all the fairness that Obama gave them the opportunity to get these 100,000 missiles and hypersonic missiles. They can get up here and literally make the argument. I just don't think they can. I don't think they can articulate it. Because you can't articulate that Iran could potentially you can articulate that Iran can be with the shit. Because they got the weapons. They're not a
Mhm.
pushover country. And you can make the argument that because they're not a pushover country, they got all these weapons, they got beef with Israel and beef with America. You can make an argument that, you know what, let's do it. I just don't think they can make the argument well enough.
Oh, they can't. They only they're all they know is talking points and their pawns and their minions. Well, when what's that movie, Despicable Me? When I see that movie, I swear, when I watch that movie, I haven't seen it. This last one, I haven't seen it, but I need to though. Actually like the. But anyhow, when I see that movie, I look at the main character, the Russian guy, as Fox News. I said that's a Fox News host. That's Michael Savage. That's Mark Levin. That's Glenn Beck. That's Fox News. That's these idiots on Newsmax. And I look at the minions. I said, that's MAGA. That's MAGA. Look at the minions running around, running into stuff, falling and stuff. Yeah, I said, hey, man, that's MAGA. And I'm saying, like, the person who put this movie together, they was doing this off of MAGA. They was trying to low key. They didn't want to tell the world. They was trying to basically Despicable Me Trump is the Russian, and MAGA are the minions. Do you see it?
Hey,
Does it make sense? Well, I don't know what I'm talking about.
no. I see. I definitely see the metaphor you making, man. I definitely see it. I definitely do see that. The problem that MAGA is going to have, Platt, is that they're. I'm not trying to go in on older people, but the problem is that MAGA is older people in this country. They not the MAGA is not technically MAGA is not 30 and below. MAGA is not 18 to 30. Put it that way. Um, and they're gonna have a hard time making their old MAGA argument to some 18 to 30-year-olds. It just don't hit the same. These kids don't care. America didn't care for Vietnam, but yet they still did it. America didn't care for that 22-year war in Iraq. We still did it. America don't care for this war in Iran. I don't know if we're gonna do it. I really don't know if the commander in chief can make the people do it. I mean, George W. Bush drunk ass was able to get the people to do it. I don't know if Trump can get the people to do it.
Didn't George Bush have like some parent, like his daughter? Somebody said his daughter smoked crack. I don't know.
Yeah,
That was a
George
rumor.
W.
That was a
They
rumor.
out there. George W. Bush and them is the Bush family is out there, man. They drinking, wilding, but they still was able to pull it together with Dick Cheney and Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell. They still got it done. Trump don't have he don't have the surrounding party. I say he got a bad team, dog. He got a bad team, Platt. He got a bad team. But at least Bush had a good
Well,
team.
he hired Fox News.
He got a bad team, dog.
Trump won. Trump knew what he was going to do, but when he won, Trump hired everybody from Fox News. So what do you expect?
Well, because Pete Hegseth, dog, is the Department of War. Come on, man. Like Pete, that was a bad DEI hire. We got some, even his spiritual, just the spiritual guy he has, the female that he picked to be his preacher, his spiritual guy, horrible pit. I mean, he's got a bad team.
He said you guys are trying to make President Trump look bad. I've never in my life heard that. Is absolute insanity. How is the press trying to make him look bad? They're reporting the news. If he looks bad, it's his fault.
Yeah, that's his fault. Because whoever on his team told him to send the 82nd Airborne, they're crazy. Because we know what that means. Y'all might not know what it means. I grew up in a military family. So my dad was 82nd Airborne. I grew up in North Carolina in been in Fort Bragg and all that shit. I know what it means when you say 82nd Airborne. That means you're going to set up base. That's literally their job. It's not why would you go set up base for a place you plan on leaving in a month? We ain't trying to make. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to make
yeah.
Trump look bad, dog.
Yeah.
Personally,
I'm not trying to make. I want the troops to live. I'm not trying to make him look like anything. I hope he needs to be pressured to make sure those men and women are protected. That matters. They're not sacrificial.
101st protects 82nd. That's the only way you can protect. When you deploy him, it is what it is, Black. It
Hit
is what
the
it
link.
is.
Hit the link entirely. You know what, bro? And this is the thing about MAGA. They won't defend their positions. I just don't understand that. Grown men and women who are brainwashed. They've gotten brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think this is a woman. I think we got a lot of trolls, man.
No,
MAGA do a lot of trolling.
Well, you know they got a troll meme account. Hey, yo, Platt, I'm a actually, Platt. I support Trump. I'm not necessarily
Okay.
a
Do you?
Trump.
I got you. You don't agree with going into war, right? Because he said he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. But I'm not like I wouldn't have picked Kamala over Trump. I'm still a Trump. At the end of the day, I still think he was the best choice. I just don't think these are the best actions. You know.
Uh huh.
But then again, like what I'm saying, there are people that can make the argument that this was eventually going to happen. Like so Iran got 100,000 missiles, Platt. How long was we going to wait before we did something to them? Was we going to wait till they got 200,000 missiles or 300,000? How long were we going to actually wait before we said, all right, what's up?
I don't think this is a real woman.
I don't. I mean, it ain't.
Black women. 95% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. 95%, and we got one troll in the chat box that's screaming MAGA. That's a white man. That's an old ass white man. That's probably living in a probably living in his van. It's probably got a bunch of Trump posters all around it. He's probably living in he's van life, hashtag van life. And he's pretending to be this black woman. He could have picked a better picture. He's pretending to be this black woman in his chat box. And it's not working. It's not working, Pastor.
It ain't, because it ain't because it really ain't. Ain't none of these tricks of the trade. They gotta find new savvy ways. They trying to use old tricks and it just ain't working. And like I said, I wish more people would get up here and like make their argument for it rather than than trolling about it. Because if you believe in this Iran war, go ahead and make an argument for it. If you believe in America spending $1 billion a day, make the argument for it. Like,
Yeah.
because make the argument for it. Like, because I could, if you, cause look, honestly, play, I don't disagree with Trump putting ICE in the airport
Why?
because 9/11 happened because people were able to use falsified documentation to be able to get on planes, or supposedly, right? If you go with the story, I know a lot of people don't. I really technically, it's questionable. But like anyway, you can. I think it's a better way to surveillance the what could potentially happen in this country. Like if another Pearl Harbor like if another attack on the country happened, I think that you would be able to better surveillance it if you had ICE in the airports. Because Iran said that it was going to go after maybe California. So I think putting ICE in there to look for Iranian nationals or people from Iran. I'm not saying, hey, look, as black men, we've been stopped and frisked before. Okay. They put they put police officers in our communities to act like ICE agents. Stop and frisk him. He might have some drugs on him. So I'm not saying because it happened to us, it should happen to others,
No,
but I think I'm okay with it happening to others.
Pastor,
Yeah.
92% of black women voted for Kamala. I think 95 are Democrats. Most black women are far, far from conservatives. And that's why you come online and a lot of these women, they'll claim that stuff. They're not conservative women. They're not, they've never been a conservative. They're not a conservative woman. They'll come up and they'll get on these channels and they'll do this stuff. They're not that's not a conservative woman, especially young. I would tend to say if they're a conservative black woman, they're in their 50s.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they might have started an Avon business or
Uh-huh.
Mary Kate and Ashley business and shit like that. No, because like 'cause that's a problem with these trad or these traditional women or whatever. They find out the women they were just like Marjorie Taylor Greene. They were waiting on their first chance to get real liberal with it. So even conservative women, that's just women placating to the
Old
things
ass,
they know some men like
old
with money.
conservative women equate to old ass women who don't know how to mind their business. That's a conservative woman. Look,
That's
when
a
you start,
conservative woman.
that's what they've always been. They always bothering other people. Nobody cares what you do. You don't want to do nothing, don't do nothing. Why you worrying about what they doing?
Because
Oh,
the
look
young
at her.
conservative
Look
women
at
ain't conservative.
no, they walk around. Look, her skirt's too high. Look at her. How dare her? She's got on all that makeup. It's like, why don't you mind your hey? I like her dressing like that. Why don't you mind your bit Karens? There you go. Why don't you
They
mind your
Karens.
business? That's what they walk
Yeah.
around in groups. They get married. They never sleep with their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Their husbands cheat on them. They
Mm-hmm.
always say, in somebody's big, get about my business. And
They
that's why you don't
proved.
see a lot of black women who are conservative. That tends to be the old white woman.
Yep. So, because even if you look at like a Candace Owens ain't no real conservative dog. She just as liberal as she want to be. She do what she want to do. She out here, right? Pearl, all these women, like as far as YouTube, right? As far as like ones we know, they all out here doing what they want to do. I ain't never met.
I don't know what Pearl doing, brother.
Now, me personally, I really
I,
don't know what she's doing
I
either. But
think
I'm just saying,
Pearl is so all this conservative stuff. Pearl is so masculine. Bro, she's gonna wake up one day with a dick. Have you heard her content?
I have heard her content, but the
Yeah,
reality of
she's a man now. She's basically so red pill. She's a man.
but for a woman to take that position is a liberal position. For a woman to take a masculine ideology, um, verbal approach towards life, or even mental, for a woman to take these positions is not necessarily. It's not necessarily traditional gender roles. It's not the divine woman. It's not a Proverbs woman. That's a liberal woman. That's a woman that took she took the liberty, the freedom to go out here and learn masculine ideology and then preach it to other men and make money off of it. That's not a tradition. That's not that's not a
Mhm.
traditional that's not a conservative position.
No,
That's not a concern. You break out. That is, man, ain't no way. No, that's almost like a female. That's almost like being a female preacher. No female preacher can call herself conservative. Then you just can't. You a female preacher, you can't call yourself conservative. And her trying to preach to men about how life is and how life goes, when she will
hmm
never have to deal with life as a man,
hmm
is a liberal ideology and
and
position.
hold up, Pastor, and no kids.
And no kids. No, never been married. She never had the responsibility of a woman, but has all the explanation for man. That is a liberal position, dog. Conservatism don't work that way.
You're right. All of these women, you got no kids, and you trying to be a part of the conservative movement. Well, then you need to make some babies because that's real big with them. Family is big with them. Big with them. But you got a lot of these women, they single. Look at Candace. She got 3 on her way with 4. She's got another one coming. That's conservatism. That I mean, I agree with you that she's not really conservative. But I'm saying
Mhm,
this image she's putting out, she has, she got a lot of kids. When you
mhm.
say you're a conservative and you single, you got no kids,
No kids.
you really ain't a conservative. You ain't practicing conservatism.
You ain't
That's not what they
married.
believe in,
You
especially a young, healthy woman. They believe that woman should be making babies.
making babies. You ain't
Yeah.
married. You got master. You got. I think that girl got a master's degree. If you
Yeah,
got a master's
I don't
degree,
know.
you
I don't
ain't
know about that.
conservative.
You think she got a master's?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
oh, okay. You got that impression or you saw that somewhere?
No. She reported it. She said she got her undergrad in America and she was over there in Europe playing volleyball, getting her masters and podcasting. It
She
is
got a
what it is.
European master's.
She got a European master. She didn't get it from America. Her masters, I don't think is from here.
Where'd she get it in volleyball?
I know she was playing volleyball. I don't know what she got it in, but I know She said she worked on got a master's, yeah. So I don't know what it's in, but she said she got one. But you know, that's not a conservative woman position. A conservative woman wouldn't necessarily even need a damn master's or a bachelor's or a PhD. I mean, now I don't want to exclude that. I don't want to exclude that because I don't want to say that conservative women can't be educated either. I don't want to say that conservative women are uneducated, but but you tend to see that you tend to see more conservative women that are more true conservative women are uneducated to slightly educated. The most they'll have is a bachelor's with most conservative women. I've been seeing most liberal women have masters and PhDs. From what I've seen, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's from what I've seen.
He said, hold up, check this out. He said, this is crazy because you literally sound like you work at Walmart. What's wrong with an honest day's work? See, that's what I mean. These people are not conservatives. You're up here complaining. You claim to be a MAGA conservative, and you complain about a man who's putting in an honest 8. So now that's a bad thing. It's you sound like you work at Walmart. So maybe he do. What's wrong with 8 hours of work? Honest work, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't work at Walmart. I actually have a fairly good job, but I want to even go into that. I'm not trying to validate myself through a profession. I'm trying to just give you my thoughts. You can attack me by saying, "Oh, well, this what you do for a living." Da, 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 da. That's not a conservative ideology. 'Cause conservatism actually respects any working man that can actually contribute to the United States of America. No, the conservatives don't respect people that don't work, right? So if you're working at
Mhm.
Walmart, oh
Yeah.
well, let's say let's say you pick up, let's say I pick up all the carts out the parking lot. You know, them people be lazy; they don't push their carts back into the designated areas. So say I'm a cart picker upper. I'm still, like you say, I'm still working, going to church, believing in this country. So how am I not? How is that guy not a conservative, but you a conservative because you work for Google or Apple, some of the most liberal companies?
No, no, no. What they're saying, that's not a conservative. A lot of these people don't even know what conservatism is. You would never disrespect somebody who works at Walmart. Honest work, you're consumed with money. That actually is liberal. When you start talking about I make this money. I work in Silicon Valley. I make my money. That's liberal. You don't even know that. And that's what I'm saying. These people be calling themselves conservative and liberal. And most of these, they don't even know what a conservative is. They don't even know what that is.
Man, a true conservative was a broke ass farmer that took care of his wife and kids and went to church. Conservatism has not been cons- conservatism is not technically a rich man's game. If you want to be real, like you said, Black, liberalism is a rich man's game. Liberalism is a
Can
true
be.
rich.
It
They
can be.
don't
No,
get
it
it. They
can
don't
be.
get it. They don't get it.
It can be. But no, I'm saying that conservatives tend to like when you say basic, like married, 2 kids, live on what you make. You might have grow you some tomatoes, onions, some lettuce outside the house. Maybe you own a mule, and you don't want the government to do shit for you. Even though here come the government man, talking about we need to do this and we can get you this extra help. You saying, sir, I don't need any help for you and stop coming by my house. We're fine. That's conservatism. You don't want nothing. If your car break down, you'll walk 3 miles to get it fixed. People say, hey, you want to ride? You want to ride? No, I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you. You teach your kids, say, no, we don't, sir, son, we don't take nothing from somebody.
Nah,
You know,
but
that's conservative. Yeah, that's what
conservatism is Elon Musk getting all these government subsidies to
that's
start
liberal.
SpaceX and to start and to start Tesla and them giving you government subsidies for buying his product. But no, that's conservatism to them.
Yeah,
Conservatism is to them
going
is
to
Elon
Mars.
Musk.
Elon sending your ass to Mars and you fry from radiation pores, and that's with your MAGA hat on.
They so stupid, dog. They so stupid, man. They so dumb, dog. Conservatism is Peter Thiel, the guy that owns Palantir. That nothing against him, but he happens to be a alternative life member.
You're a homosexual man.
Yeah, yeah, and he get to go to the Republican Party and say, I'm gay, I'm Republican, blah blah blah, and then why put you on a surveillance state and put you in a database? That's conservatism now. That's yo, this
Yeah,
boy, we done, we cooked,
yeah.
we are cooked.
Conservative, a true conservative would have a problem with parking lot cameras. We get it, as far as crime, but they just would have a conservative gonna have a problem with being filmed. They're gonna be like, "Nah, I don't. Why are you filming me?
Why you
I,
filming me?
yeah, I don't want to be
Why
filmed."
you documenting me? I'm just a true conservative is close is very close to them sovereign citizen people, dog. Telling you. They
Uh-huh.
very close. They very close. But
A,
see,
a,
they
a conservative won't get in a hybrid. They won't drive an electrical car.
nope.
That's not what conservatives do. Conservatives damn now say, "Give me a horse and buggy."
Before you give me an EV.
Yep, they'll go get a horse and a buggy and say, "You can keep your electrical cars. I'm just fine." His kid could be in tears. "Dad, I can't go to school on a horse and buggy." Boy, you shut up. You shut up. I'm your father. You do what I tell you to do. But Dad, I'll be mad. They're gonna make fun of me, Dad. Bro, what are they gonna make fun of? I'm a hard working man. We don't need no damn electrical car. But see, they don't even understand. They claim it, but they don't know what it is. And that's why I keep saying their version of conservatism, MAGA, it's the same as Despicable Me.
It's
It's
authoritism. It's really
yeah.
authority. It's really authority. And when you look at authority, when you look at dictatorships, authoritarianism, that does not it. A lot of people say it comes from conservative ideology. Is how you get dictators and authoritarians. Not technically, I don't think that's technically true. I think you get dictators and these authoritarians through liberalism. You gotta that's a high level of freedom to do thy will, to do what I want to do, to give for a dictator to be able to capitalize the minds of the people, especially a whole damn country. He felt real free.
Mhm.
He didn't feel conserved at all. Because if he felt conserved at all, he'd be trying to rule over his family, even extended family, over a whole country. Let alone, matter of fact, a real conservative person don't even want to be, ain't even gonna try to rule over a state. And if he do try to rule over a state, he gonna have less and less hand on how the state rules. They
Mhm.
say they want smaller government when they are literally investing in a larger surveillance authoritarian government. Do you don't think if you think Donald Trump's talking about an iron dome, how do you create an iron dome without knowing your constituents under the dome?
Yeah,
Because what's the
he
point of
couldn't do
having
it.
a
He really
huh?
couldn't do that in America, though. He couldn't do that.
He was talking about doing it in he was talking about doing it over DC and Greenland.
Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland. He wants to put a iron dome over
He couldn't
Greenland.
do it over there. It's too big. He couldn't. Not. I'm saying. I see what you're saying, but he really can't do that.
Well, that's what he said. Whether he could apply it to reality, I don't know. He said that we got a
I mean,
better technology. He said our Iron Dome is going to be better than the Iron Dome, the Golden Dome. The Golden Dome is going to be better than the Iron Dome that
no,
Israel
well, it
has.
wouldn't be the way they set it up in Israel. It wouldn't work here. But do you know true conservative is you got 4 kids? No, I'm being serious when I say this. One of your kids, one of them, is sick. The doctor says we need to send him to Kansas City. And you say, no, doc, I want you to treat him. He says, we need to send him to Kansas City. What are they gonna do in Kansas City? Well, they got equipment, they can save him. And you say, well, how much is that gonna cost, doc? They say, oh, that's gonna be up there. So what do you mean? It's gonna be a lot of money. Give my kid back to me. What you mean? We're not gonna be able to do it. Well, you can fill out these forms, and you fill out these forms, and the government will pay for your kid. A true conservative would say, "Get the
Wouldn't
hell
take it.
out my face."
Wouldn't take it. Wouldn't
Come
take it.
on,
They
come
wouldn't
on,
take
boy,
it. They
come
wouldn't
on,
take
boy.
it.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna say, and he'll say he's okay. And he'll put him in the bed. They'll give him some milk of magnesia, and just
There's
let
some
him.
moonshine. They
Yeah.
give him some. They'll let them. They'll let them go. And they give him some milk. They'll give him little teaspoons of moonshine and let him go
Uh-huh.
silent
And they'll pray over him.
and pray over him and
He'll
pray
get his
exactly.
Bible
Pray
out. He'll
over
be
him.
like, everybody come here. And that boy's got cancer. He'll be like, he'll be praying. And thus saith the Lord. And give him a little bit more of that milk of magnesia. Okay? And we going to understand and free. That's a true conservative. And that's what I be saying. That's a true conservative. He
They
don't want
they they
the
put him on
government.
old
He
school
don't want the
hospice.
government to do nothing for him. Nothing. And
They
he
do
his
they
kids
do
dead.
they would do they do they own family hospice treatment. They pray over them and give them little medicine and stuff, little something to help them ease the pain and let them all smooth on out and go slightly into sleep. But they wouldn't rely on Harvard and Yale doctors and modern day science and modern day insurances and socialism and communism and universal health care. They wouldn't rely on all that. See, and so you got these the same guys that be talking all this conservative stuff on the internet. They also want universal health care. They also want America to give them a job just because they are a white person in America. They think that they should be working at Intel. They don't think these Mexicans. They don't think these Mexicans should be working at. They don't think these Indians should be working at Intel. They think that they should be running and owning the farms. You shouldn't have no Mexicans or no Asians or no black farmers. They should be running the farms. So they want to run all this stuff, but they not. You got this
Mhm.
shit take conservatism takes
And
hard work.
Pastor, he take his kid. The little kid needs to go to Kansas City. He say no. And the doctor will fight him on it, but the little kid come back. They put him in the bed. They feed him a little something, and they give him an onion or something, or a green flower off on the other side
Some
of the
broth.
valley.
They gonna give them some broth.
Yeah, Aunt Maple made him some healing broth, and they come
Mm-hmm.
in and he feed them that, and they pat him on the head, and they say, "You're gonna be son. We got a special thing for you, son." And they bring him into the this is this is Miss Miss Linda. This is Miss Linda from the church. You remember her? And he like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He like, yeah. She's gonna sing a song. We gonna heal you, boy. We gonna heal you. And they said we need everybody to stand over him and pray. And everybody stand over him, and he's in that bed. And she gets in there and she says, "In the arms of an angel," and they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to heal him. Yeah.
And then once they
Someone help
realized that.
me. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the arms of an angel. And then they wake up the next day to
He
see him
gone to
his
heaven.
dad.
He
Yeah.
gone to glory.
Yeah.
See, that's what she was really doing. They brought her in to help. A true conservative would go ahead and give that child's life up to the Lord. That's what a true conservative would do. A true conservative would take that
Yep.
sick child home and give that child's
Take
life
him
to the
home.
Lord. So
Take them home.
they send them to they send them home. They send them to glory.
Send them
Uh,
home.
yep,
Yeah.
a true
Yep.
conservative would do that. But
Yep.
see, a liberal person that praises this worldly world would try to keep this child here through suffrage to try to fight for another day, and they may win. But that child's life may never. But that life may be great, or that child's life may never be the same again. But you're willing to take that gamble, and that's liberal. When you're willing to take when you're willing to take them gambles, you willing to deal outside of the conservative Christianity and faith. You willing to gamble with the devil. You willing to gamble with pharmaceuticals, drugs, and herbs, and modern technology and
Are you?
modern day insurances and
Yeah.
socialism. You willing to go? Let's get real
You know
worldly
what?
with
Hold
it.
up, because we're gonna block her. Listen, we got the join link posted. You don't want to join, we're gonna block you. Okay. You come over here with your BS. You're not a conservative. You come over here, you're liberal as hell. Lies, and then maybe that's just your grift. You're a conservative grifter.
And that's
Of
what I'm
course,
saying,
yeah,
Platt.
we're Christians over here. You don't even know what it is. And that's why you don't understand. You've been listening to Fox News. Did Fox News tell you you're a conservative? Did you hear that from Laura Ingraham?
Cause a woman asking me, am I a Christian based off conservatism? Is she out of line? How she gonna be a Trump supporter? She support Trump, right? If she asked, she wouldn't ask Trump if he was a Christian, cause she feel way out of
Well,
line.
yeah, Trump's a Christian to her.
Trump's a Christian to her. Yep, he
Yeah.
is.
His lies and all of these black people, all these soldiers are going to die because of Trump and his lies.
Well, I hope that don't happen. I hope that don't happen. I hope that don't happen. But believe it or not, 82nd Airborne has, believe it or not, black men are not wimpy. The jump out of me and my days talk about this, man. Like the jump out of a perfectly good plane, you can't be no chump. This plane flying perfectly smooth and fine. Like, there ain't no reason to jump out of it. But to jump out of it and to complete and push forward towards a mission, that's conservatism. That's holding the line. That's staying on the mission. She ain't on the mission. And now, do I agree with Trump doing this Iranian shit? Trump, I mean, Platt, I'm gonna tell you, I really don't. But I'm not gonna push back too heavy against it because um, Iran had those weapons, and they ain't have those weapons for no reason. Now we can say they had those weapons
What
just to
weapons did Iran have?
they had 100,000 missiles. They all those
To
drones.
defend themselves. Yeah.
They're to defend themselves. I do agree. Maybe I do agree. You can make the argument that there was for defense.
Well, let me ask you this, Pastor. Do
hmm
you think it's 2026? Do you think if Iran wanted a nuclear weapon, they can have one?
Yeah,
Okay, so but they don't have one.
as they report.
Well, they don't have one. We see that now. So if
Well,
they don't
they
have
haven't
one,
used one.
they don't have one. They don't have one.
I don't know if that's true, Platt.
Oh, bro,
Because
that's ridiculous.
because Israel said that they don't have one either.
Well, we know they're lying
What then why so if we hold on, so if we know Israel is lying, how do we know Iran isn't lying?
because they don't. They don't have one.
Obama did give them the funding to potentially, if need be, get one. I don't think I think Obama wanted fairness. I do think Obama. I'm not mad at Obama for. I'm not mad at Obama for wanting fairness to keep the world neutral. But I do think Obama gave them the capability to get it
How?
because the nuclear deal that Obama made with them gave them the potential to save up and part and place together potentially a nuclear weapon. And I'm not mad at him for doing it. I think it was a fair deal. I think it was a fair deal and a fair trade.
They don't
I
have
think
to,
it was
hold
fair. I
on,
think
they
it was
don't have
fair.
to put one together. They can
They
go out. They can go out right now on the open market and buy a nuke.
and Obama gave them the fairness financially to be able to do it. And I'm not mad. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that the reason why you have so many nuclear armed countries is to bring this militant neutrality where don't act the fool too much because we can end all of this. So I don't think one country should have that capability to end all of this. I think you create like they say a well-armed society is a safe society. So I think and that's a conservative thought. I want you to be able to protect your family just like I want myself to be able to protect my family. So I think when Obama did that, I think that was more of a conservative move. Like Iran, y'all got family members, y'all have a great population, and I don't want y'all to get blown off the side of this earth by Israel that says they don't have nuclear weaponry, but they probably do. I don't want so I do think he opened it up for them to be able to have it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. But I
Well,
do think they have it.
Pastor, I appreciate you. We thank you, sir. Um, we try. We try. We're gonna continue to try. We're gonna get rid of trolls. This troll right here, this fake black woman who claims to be a conservative and she's not. We're gonna get her out of here because she's full of you know what? Goodbye. Let me go ahead and get you in the dungeon. We're gonna relieve you of your duties. How about that? We're gonna put you in the dungeon. I'm sick of these people, man. Black women by almost 95% voted for Kamala. We get the slow one over here. We get the short bus black woman over here on this page. And you know what? We're gonna put you in the dungeon. Because at the end of the day, what Trump doing is wrong. You can make the excuses for him. It don't work here. Okay? We don't want to hear any excuses for him. We want our troops to stay home. We want the 82nd Airborne not to jump out planes. We want everybody to be secure. That's what we want. And we're going to continue to try to get that. Like, share, support. Hold on, we'll do it real quick. It's so many MAGA cowards. There's the join link. If you're not a coward, hit the link. We'll give you a couple of seconds. I'm going to shut this down. Most of these people are cowards. And that's when I said the despicable me. You got the analogy of Trump. He's despicable me. Putin is that guy, I don't know, that other guy he don't like. And then he got his minions. That's MAGA. That is MAGA. And it's sad, but it's true. All right, man. Like, share, support, man. Like, share, support. We out.